Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and today I want to go over all of the early information we learned about the new Destiny 2 DLC, Edge of Fate, dropping in July. Thanks to Kayla and all the content creators who put out this information, as it really gives us a full glimpse on what to expect. Now, if you want to go in completely blind, definitely skip this video for now, maybe come back later as you jump in. But there's so much here to go over. One of the things that's not in this thread is the artifact, and there's a lot there that I think is pretty interesting. First and foremost, we do have the idea of what the meta might be. It's really focused on stasis, strand, as well as solar, and also scout rifles. Lots of S's there, but those all get really interesting perks for the artifact that I think are going to pretty much dominate the meta. Now we have the various exotics. First off, the Titan. This essentially allows you to throw your throwing hammer and recall it in order to continue to throw it from time to time. You don't have to go searching for it, which I think is great. Really feels like Thor here using Mjolnir. And while it doesn't seem like it's the most powerful, you can also return it by collecting a fire sprite as well. And with solar being so dominant next DLC, in all likelihood, I do feel like this is going to be a really good exotic to use, at least for common content and the campaign. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Then we have the Warlock, Eunoia. I probably said that wrong. This juices up your Hellions. Some Warlock mains are upset because this isn't an incredibly unique option, especially because they have other exotics that already really focus on your companion options, like your buddies, so to speak. So I do feel like this is one that not everybody's going to enjoy, but it looks pretty interesting, and I do like the effect that it has. And again, with solar being strong next DLC, it does feel like this one's going to be useful, if not absolutely meta, especially if you're stuck on Warlock or something like that. Could be very, very good. Again, we'll have to wait and see. There might be some interesting combinations. A lot of people overreact to the early reveals of new exotics, and then they come out and they're either much better or much worse than people expect. Then we have the Moria. This one is interesting because it essentially strand threaded spikes can bounce to tangles and detonating them and returning immediately. Again, this sounds fun in practice, but I don't know how useful it's going to be, and it might be one that only certain players really enjoy using. So again, we'll have to see when this one gets hands-on. I feel like this has the most potential to be insane if used correctly, but also it could be the most frustrating to use as well if it doesn't really click. But I think the weapons are more interesting than the armor so far. Graviton Spike, this is dual arc and stasis hand cannon. You can swap between modes and essentially charge the other one up. Obviously, it's got infinite ammo, as you would expect from a primary weapon, and having those two in combination is really, really fascinating. It'd be a little bit wilder if it was this season with the artifact perks. It'd probably be absolutely broken, combining arc and other debuffs, but it could be really, really good for your prismatic builds, to be honest, as you can combine a lot of different effects and really juice them up to a degree that I think could be very interesting. Third iteration is a scout rifle. You can make yourself invisible. You can vent it in order to have quicker ammo, and also it deals more damage to marked enemies and grants invisibility after mark and precision kills. This one is very fascinating because it could be really, really good, but again, remains to be seen. I think in the right builds, this one, like a invisible hunter build, could be very, very good. Solo builds as well, when you're playing at a distance, going invisible in order to escape danger. It just depends on how effective it is. Scout rifles are also getting some artifact perks during the Edge of Fate as well that really buff it up. So this one could be absolutely dominant when we do get the new DLC to drop. I think it's going to be very, very good. Everyone reset to 10 power. 10 to 200 is a persistent range for any gear. Above 200 is a seasonal level range from gear after 200. First 3 months cap is 450. Everyone is reset to 200 at the end of the season. So essentially, you're going to have a seasonal grind as well as the grind during the season is 6 months, by the way, so you're gonna have a long time for that. It's gonna last from not only the Edge of Fate DLC, but also the free update in the fall, heading into Renegades. That's when everything does reset. So this is gonna be a soft sunset of your gear, to be honest. And I feel like that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's been a lot of power creep, but they're not expanding your vault, so you're going to see a lot of your stuff probably getting deleted in the near future. 10 to 200 infusing gear will cost enhancement cores. 201 plus will be unstable cores. Unstable cores are mainly from dismantling above 200 gear, and unstable cores expire at the end of the season. So it looks like we're going to have 6-month patches where we're going to essentially be upgrading gear, trying to hit max, and then going from there. I do think this is a good change overall. I know some people are going to be unhappy about it, but for me, I do feel like there are going to be more exciting reasons to chase some new weapons that I don't feel like has been necessary recently, because you already have such good stuff. Then we have weapons, special and heavy ammo generator meters are shown on the ammo UI, signifying when a guaranteed ammo brick will drop, and then earn progress with weapon kills. Again, that's good. It gives you more agency and understanding of when you're going to get those to drop, especially if you're using those weapons anyway. New weapon archetypes, a spread shot, essentially shotgun hand cannon, which is insane. Primary ammo, and it can roll with a 1-2 punch. Again, we've seen perks specifically for like shotguns put on other weapon types, and they don't always necessarily work as well, but this one could be very, very fascinating in my opinion. I do like this as an additional option that we're going to have in the toolkit. Rocket assisted pulse rifles. We've seen rocket assisted sidearms absolutely be insane, so this is going to be a special ammo weapon, and I think it's going to be pretty awesome. High power draw bow with over penetrating ammo or arrows as well. That one is almost like a longbow type of option. Again, heavy damage bows. I think that could be very, very fascinating to use as well, especially depending on the perks that we get with it. Weapon tiers, so 1 through 5. 1 base stats plus 2 enhanced traits, plus 2 is multiple perks. 4 is going to be enhanced mods, mag, barrel, etc. 3 is plus 2 multi perks, and then 4 is the enhanced mods, mag, and barrel, and then 5 is enhanced origin trait, unique ornament, hollow chip, kill effect, cosmetics. So 4 is probably going to be good enough for most people, but 5 is going to be over the top and the one that most people are going to want to chase. New legendary weapon perks. We've got, let me go through these real quick. Binary orbit, elemental final blows opposite this weapon, increased damage for an improved duration. Darkness final blows boost arc, solar strand, or arc, solar, and void, and then light final blows boost. So this is going to be essentially for your prismatic builds for sure. This is going to be the Aurora Dawn sword. On that one, we got a Giver's Blessing auto rifle, so impromptu ammunition. Final blows increase ammo meter progress from all sources for a slightly increased duration. Again, that's going to be really good for a lot of builds if you're low on heavy ammo for sure. This is Burning Ambition. We also get a look at, so this is a new auto rifle, by the way. It's a rapid fire frame. Then we've got a heavy burst hand cannon, dealing sustained damage. Oh, Burning Ambition is the trait. Dealing sustained damage more quickly, scorches the target. Dealing damage to a scorched target, inflicts scorch. So this unfortunately cannot roll with incandescent, but again, could be very, very interesting depending on how effective that actually is. And then we've got a grenade launcher, which is a micro missile, so it is going to be similar to the Mountaintop. Blast distributor, dealing splash damage, grants improved bonus to grenade stat. We'll see how that works out. I think it could be better with some other weapon options. More new perks here. We got the Press Appeal. This is a shotgun, precision frame with proximity power. When targets are nearby, final blows grant improved amount of bonus melee stat. Could be good. We'll have to see. But again, something like that, maybe if you can combine it with a 1-2 punch, if something like that is an option, could be very, very good. Then we've got the Aurora Dawn again, Sharp Harvest, landing 3 light attacks within an improved short time, grants special ammo. Then we've got Giver's Blessing. This is the auto rifle once again. Transcendent Moment, final blows, grants bonus stats based on the weapon damage type alignment. Okay. Light elements grant stability and handling, and then dark elements grant range and aim assist. While Transcendent, this weapon gets both bonuses. So again, really leaning into Transcendence and Prismatic there. Then we've got ulterior observation. This is a machine gun. That's aggressive frame with built to blast trait, gain aim assist, stability, and flinch resistance. While you have woven mail, frost armor, or void overshield. Woven mail and frost armor especially are going to be heavily in the seasonal artifact perks, so that could be a very good trait to chase. And then new weapon origin traits, we've got the problem solver, dealing sustained damage to champion, mini bosses or boss, exhausts them, and grants the weapon handling and reload speed for a longer duration. This is on a grenade launcher, the micro missile one. Again, Vanguard Determination. After using your class ability, final blows with this weapon grant you bonus damage resistance for a longer duration. That could be really good, honestly, especially on a Warlock. Actually, on any class, to be honest, especially when you're using your class ability. Fleet-footed, dealing damage grants you an extended window of increased movement speed and airborne effectiveness. Landing a final blow increases these effects. That could be really good in PvP, to be honest. And then we've got Roar of Battle. Being combat for a short duration increases handling and stability for an extended duration. So that's really good, and one that I think a lot of people will be excited about. Armor 3.0, stats are reworked and can go above 100. Health increases health per orb. Flinch resistance above 100 increases shield recharge and health. Melee reduces melee cooldown, increases melee energy. Above 100 increases melee damage. Okay, so you can really build into that. That's really nice. Grenade, reduce cooldown, increase grenade energy. 100 plus increases grenade damage. Again, really nice. Super 100 plus increases super damage, and then class reduces class ability cooldown, increases class ability energy, and 100 plus grants overshield. Again, I find that to be fascinating. These 100 pluses, you can really lean into your type of build that you're looking forward to, or make up for weak spots in your build. Say you need that overshield because you lack survivability, you can build up that class number and really have an overshield and be a lot more survivable, which I think could be very, very good. Weapon stats are changing, increased reload handling. So essentially, if you look on the weapons, they have character stats as well. 100 plus increases weapon damage versus boss and guardians. Okay, that's guardians specifically is going to be insane. 100 plus gives chance for bricks to contain more ammo. Yeah, this is going to be potentially nuts. The build crafting potential is a lot higher, which I think is good. However, I do feel like there's some things that might be absolutely broken with all these different options. Armor tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it just has various stat tuning based on what the armor tier is. 73 to 75 is going to be tier 5. So those are going to be pretty much higher than anything we see in the game right now. It's going to be pretty insane. Masterworking increase the lowest 3 stats by 1 point each level. Tier 5 Masterwork 5 grants a new socket to increase stats more, like an Artifice slot. Current armor will not be a class versus new armor and will be converted into Tier 2 to 3 to keeping it relevant for some time. But it'll probably be, even your best armor right now is likely to be replaced probably within a month or two of the new season, depending on how the drops work and how quickly you're able to get better armor. This is especially why it's going to be outclassed. New armor bonuses. So we have Bushido here. Final blows with freshly drawn or reloaded weapons heal you. And then bow, shotgun, or sword final blows temporarily reduce incoming damage. Damaging targets with those weapons extends this effect. With a sword build on the Titan could be absolutely insane. Pair it with the strongholds, especially because like you can have 4 pieces plus a exotic in order to have all 5 pieces filled. Then we've got tech set, dealing damage deal significantly increased kinetic damage to combatant shields, overshields, and vehicles and constructs. And then tech set 4, defeating powerful combatants or breaking a combatant shield with kinetic damage releases a disorienting kinetic shockwave. So again, way better for build crafting, which I do very much appreciate. Destination screen, the destination menu is not leaving. They're just not really updating it in the future, and everything is going to be really focused on this screen here, the portal, which again, some people don't like. I understand ultimately, but we'll have to see. Activities with important menu will update 3 months into a season. Previously retired activities like the Coil and Savage Inspire were shown to be included. Solo Ops features new custom activities, which again, very good. They are reusing some old content for Solo Ops as well, some old activities from back in the day, which again, is fine. They've been gone for a while. If they give solo players something to do and ways to earn gear, I think that's a good thing. Activity selection within the portal shows specific gear drops if available, like sniper, helmet, cloak, etc. for target farming. Plus a green engram icon signifying bonus loot drops resetting daily. Those are good changes, to be honest. It allows players to specifically search for the items that they're looking for. Activities have reward ranks going up to A, signifying the potency of drops you will receive. Reward ranks are influenced by the activity difficulty, like normal, advanced, expert, etc., on top of any modifiers and banes you choose. Same as heavy metals events in the seasonal hub as part of the portal. Focus on the current season's title, reputation, track, and challenges. All that's good. Conqueror title is within the hub, blah, blah, blah. Difficulty above Grandmaster called Ultimate is shown, but is not required for the Conqueror seal. So we'll have to see. It might be an emblem or something tied to it. But again, providing additional challenge for those who want it. Maybe have some additional rewards or guaranteed 5-star weapons or armor could be very, very nice. Arms Week returning sounds awesome. Crucible, new playlist called Cutting Edge only allows new gear to be used. New gear is symbolized by a blue icon, and a few existing exotics will be used as new every season. That's a good change in my opinion, especially for people who feel like the sandbox is too big for Crucible right now, and you're seeing a lot of pretty insane builds and stuff like that. So we'll have to see how that works. So anyway, they thank Dado, Fallout, Cactus, Scaro, Walla, all the people who provided the screenshots and the gameplay. Overall, I think this is fascinating. I think it's absolutely insane. The game is really changing in a way that I think needed to happen after the final shape. We need essentially a grand reset, and I like this. I think it's good and will encourage lapsed players to at least come check it out in a way that they probably haven't over the last couple episodes. So we'll have to see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Good thing, bad thing, anything like that. My name is Jopa. Have a good one. I'll catch you all later.